Alright, so today I'm going to talk about where we are in place and time. This is the part of knowledge assessment. It's about history, and the central idea is different interpretations of the past can be discovered by investigating historical events. So here is the first historical event I'm going to talk about, and that is the man landing on the moon. So two people, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, landed on the moon. It was actually the end of the space race, which was a contest between the US and the Soviet Union to reach the moon. So they went up to the moon, put an American flag on the moon, and sort of play and collected lots of moon rocks and other things for the people on Earth to examine. How do we know what happened? Well, the ultimate answer to that is there are actually TV cameras rigged onto the lunar module, the thing that they used to land, so that they saw the people stepping off onto the moon. So that would have been video cameras can't fake stuff or don't lie. So this was extremely true, and the president that time in office at that time also actually made a phone call to the moon to congratulate the two astronauts. So, and it was like the reception was horrible because, well, you're on the moon. So that would have also have proved that they have actually been on the moon. So this event is very famous. It is the 9/11 attack. So what happened was that these forces from Al-Qaeda or whatever, led by this person called Osama bin Laden, ordered some people to fly two United Airlines and American Airlines aircraft into the World Trade Twin Towers in Manhattan, New York, and then they flew the plane straight into the building, and there was huge explosions. And then the building was struggling to cope with the planes and its weight and all that stuff, and it collapsed, sending the entire New York into a cloud. It's considered one of the worst disasters ever. It is not natural, but it is still considered one of the worst disasters ever. Many people thought that they did not want to burn in fire, so they just tried to jump down the building, and most of them died right in the process of doing that. So how do we know what happened? When the first airplane crashed straight into the World Trade Center, news reporters just had to pick up that one and many people also sent in their raw videos of to news agencies because they were standing right next to the World Trade Center, and they saw what happened and all that stuff. So it was there was lots of news archives, and many people were taking photos, and there was just a huge lot of evidence that proved that actually this event had happened, and it wasn't staged with fake stuff and all that things and all those other things. And this last one is the Tiananmen Square, and this is actually, the event was one of the events that so at this time, China, which used to be an extreme communism country, was now gradually improving, but it still wasn't exactly democratic, and some students wanted the country to be more democratic, so they decided to stage a protest in Tiananmen Square in Beijing, and then they decided to stage a protest in the Tiananmen Square. At first, the protests were peaceful, but then it soon became aggressive when the Chinese government decided to send out tanks and open fire on them. The students had no weapons, and they were crushed by tanks, and they were also killed by machine guns and all those stuff and everything. So the Chinese government still to this day refuses to admit that something like this has happened, and but then it really is in truth, it really happened. And it also, and the date is also a very important date. It's the 4th of July, and that is when, wait, no, it's the 4th of June, and that is when people commemorate the unfortunate act, the man-made incident that ended up with thousands of students being killed. How do we know what happened? There were lots of video cameras around the Tiananmen Square. It first started to be used to just like keep track of the tourists and all that stuff. But then they ended up picking up what happened to the people and the tanks rolling over the people. So we know that that happened because it couldn't have been edited, and the Chinese government wouldn't be that dumb. And they also had official eyewitness reports saying that this had actually happened. So really, it actually is a very sad tragedy. Is a very sad tragedy, and also lots of news from China also reported that the thing had happened. All right, I'm finished.